Welcome back, everybody. Let's jump right into it, man. Today in the markets, it has been quite eventful. You guys, first and foremost, we have the SPY moving up about 2.5%, 2.47%. We can pull that chart up right now. Really nice move. We'll take this down to the 5-day, 5-minute chart. That 640 level was an area that we've been calling out over the last week since we failed to hold this up last Friday. We said we needed the bulls to get back above this level for some stocks to start regaining. 5 straight weeks down, you guys, 5 weeks to the downside. We were due for an oversold bounce. All right, we were due for an oversold bounce. The Qs as well. The Qs had a nice bounce today, about almost 3% bounce on the Qs. Their break above resistance was a lot more convincing than that of the SPY. If you take a look at the SPY in that 640 level, I always wait for the break and retest before we take an entry for the next leg higher, and that was kind of off today on the SPY, right? We broke it, we tested it higher low, and then we failed it, right? But the buyers were so ready for that bounce that they ate this up back down here towards 638. Once we regained 640 again, I believe the puts started to call, right? They started to close out those put options, and then we ripped, all right, for the remainder of the day on the SPY and the Qs. Crude oil, it has retested that 102 level, right? So with that, our ticker symbols that we have been following, specifically CCL that I gave you guys last Friday, right? Because of the earnings, if management was able to offset this $100 oil fear, right, and we broke 25.25, I was eyeballing that 27 level on CCL, you guys. It did not happen on Friday, but here we are on Tuesday, and it became a back burner play, but we were still watching that, you guys. If you guys look at the price action today, we double topped up here around 25.25. The third time we were able to break that and move up north. All right, so really nice move on CCL. In order for this to get back towards that 27 area, you guys, we have to have some confirmation of this ceasefire that Trump put out today, saying that we need to come to an agreement soon, or else we're going to escalate a little bit further within this conflict. All right, so that has to happen for this to maintain that 25.20 level. So watch out for that, you guys. If anything, if we do retest this level, look for confirmation, and then that break over today's high is the call on that. Now with the triple Qs having a really nice move, we can look back at AMD, you guys. And AMD, that 200 level has been money, you guys, for over the last week, you guys. It has been money over the last week. All right, and today, what did it do again? Failed here, failed here, failed here, but this break we were able to secure a new level of support, and now we're going higher. The next level, you guys know, if you've watched the previous videos, is that 209 level up there. And again, in order for this rally to continue, we need some more news coming out of the White House. We need crude oil to kind of cool off a little bit, all right? And this rally will continue, all right? It is a short week, so we need to be aware that profit taking probably will be taking place towards the end of the week, all right? Probably into the close tomorrow. So we need to hold previous resistance level, like here on AMD. We need to hold that 200 level, right? On CCL, we need to hold that 25 level on CCL. The next one, you guys, that I called out in the Sunday watch list is T-Mobile. All right, I put this out in our weekly objectives here, right? And I said T-Mobile has a nice weekly bull flag, and we need that 214.50 to break. All right, we broke that on Monday, and we topped out at 216, pulled back into that level of support, right? And we were unable to hold that, and then we went down to around 207 today, but it is still in play. All right, it is still in play. If we zoom out here, we still have support. If we look at our daily chart, or we can go to our 4-hour chart, and we can see that this pattern is still in play. All right, 202 is when this pattern is a no-go, but we still have room, you guys, to pull back just a little bit more. In my opinion, we need to hold today's low. We have to hold today's low for this to be a significant play on T-Mobile, you guys. And I gave you guys the call option on that play in my trading scenarios for the week. All right, so with that, today's play, you guys, today's play, quick little scout move off of NEO, ticker symbol NIO. All right, I told you guys the 570 break, told you this at 913. All right, and here let's look at NEO. Go to our 5-minute chart, 5-day, 5-minute, and here we are, you guys, this morning at the open. This is the level I was looking at. I was looking here. If we open and break above this level, this was a go on NEO. All right, so 570 was the level I was watching, because I wanted us to break this, retest for a second, and move higher. So if we go to a smaller time frame, here we are, 570, around in this area, right? We pulled back these few times, but my break was over the pre-market high at around 570. All right, and then it was a go. We retested 580, which was a previous resistance level in the past, and we broke above that. So from 570 up here to $6 was a really nice move on NEO, you guys. And there is the evidence that I kind of do call some good plays. All right, kind of do call some good plays. You guys tune in to the Discord, check out these plays. I'm not putting out 1,039 plays. All right, I'm putting out a play of the day that I think will play out. If it doesn't play out today, we mark out the levels, and we constantly put those plays to the back burner. All right, but we still monitor those levels, because you see how it played out today on CCL. You see how it played out on T-Mobile on Monday. But we are in this for quite some time. This was not a scalp trade or anything like that, because we're booked out until June. All right, so we gave this about 70 to 80 days to play out. All right, and then we had AMD. AMD keeps ripping, you guys, that 200 level, easy money all day. All right, so stay tuned, man. Subscribe to the channel. Put some comments down there. Let's chop it up, man. You guys got to check out this Discord, man. It's free, and I'm dropping gems, you guys. I'm dropping gems. Let's go.